Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 84 of Millennial Movie Talk, MMT, your movie show. Been a while. Hey, hi, I'm Brayden. I used to be here. I'm back again. Took a little bit of time off. It's all right. I'm joined by the wonderful Steph Rillo.
Hello.
The wonderful Michael Herman.
Hello.
And the wonderful Alex Lamb.
I thought I was doing the intro.
Were you?
I was ready to go.
I saw you undo mine first, so I was like, oh, I guess that's it.
He was on it today.
We're gonna keep this camera on when we do the intro. You can see me go.
Remember that time when you unmuted Steph's first and she didn't start talking?
I had no idea what was going on.
That was classic.
I never do the intro.
Bless. No, it's all right. It's all right. Everyone's finishing up uni and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm done.
You got
No, I'm
final
done.
exams done? Or-
My
Three more.
last one was the morning before lockdown hit.
Yes.
So Wednesday morning, I finished mine. About an hour later, they announced the lockdown.
Man,
Oh.
whereas yours got pushed, Alex, didn't they?
Yep.
All of them.
All of them. All of them are a week later. I don't finish uni until December 3rd.
That's
my
annoying.
God.
That is annoying.
Bless.
That was just dragged out, and I hate it.
Yeah. Well,
Checked out already.
Checked out.
Extra time to study.
extra time to study, extra
I
time
was ready.
to get those Christmas lights up because December's right around the corner.
And it's really hot.
It's really hot here in SA.
We used to love being
Little
so
old
close
Australia.
to each other in winter because we got body heat. Now it's
It
just
was like
Yes, get away from me.
leading up to lockdown. It wasn't too much heat.
now
Yeah.
it's
And then like
sticky.
during lockdown, they just went, "How about we just turn it up?"
I reckon
And it's gonna
turn it up.
Stay up now.
turn it up.
as we get further into summer, I think what we need to do is we need to slowly spread out across the table, get a wide angle lens on this camera. And
I do have a white on.
Oh yeah, you do, of course. You got put that in a fisheye wide.
I don't think I can on Filmic.
Yeah, maybe not settings wise. Hey, Filmic Pro, we use your product a lot. Please update it.
We use your product 3 times in a show.
Yeah.
Or
We've all
including
paid
the
for
remote.
it. Please.
Definitely. 2 of us. 2 of us.
No, but what we need those like blue clamshell things that you get for your backyard that you fill with water, and we each get one of those.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm already.
And we all just
I
sit
mean, I
in
don't
there.
have a big backyard, but I think we can make it work.
I think we make it work in that corner.
I have a big backyard.
Michael does a big
Michael has a
backyard.
massive backyard. We could definitely.
It
take some
takes forever to
distance.
mow, as I learned yesterday again.
Fun.
One Moe boy.
But it is steaming hot outside, but we've got some
Sticky.
steaming hot news off the press.
Fresh off the press.
God, terrible. Alex, you want to hit us with that first bit of news?
It's been so long. Whoa! Oh! This week.
There it is. First news story. We're talking about Black Panther 2.
The Panther.
The Panther 2.
Without the Panther?
Without the Panther.
Without
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman. Now, this is very interesting. I'm very interested to hear your thoughts after
This
all
is
this.
a combined 2 stories.
This is combined. These are 2 headlines mashed into one big news story, all about the Black Panther. Now, Black
racist?
Panther 2.
I was going to say.
Is that racist?
No, that's an impression of what's his face from the original Black Panther film. He can't say Black Panther. He says Black Panther.
Who?
It's either
Forrest Whitaker. It's Forrest.
it's Forrest Whitaker or
Come here.
Who's the guy?
to kill
Who's the
me.
bad guy from Age of Ultron who then got snubbed?
Oh, Andy Serkis.
Yeah, or Andy Serkis. I think
No,
both of
it's-
them.
It's Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker.
It's
Yeah.
like, did you come here to kill me?
Good old
There's
Forrest
so much of
Whitaker.
me left.
I love it. But so Black Panther 2
Save the trees.
is filming in July 2021.
Yep,
They're starting
next
filming.
year.
They've revealed plans to reportedly start production then, while filming for all the Phase 4 films lasting towards 6 months to allow for the mess that the world is right now.
Nah, it's good. Hey,
6-month film
Fantastic.
time. Yeah, that's a good turnaround.
we didn't have someone lie to us and forced us into a 3-day lockdown.
Yeah, if you're overseas, like look up like the
fucked
news
up.
We're
in
in the
Adelaide.
news.
It's crazy.
We are in the news.
Well, this is news. Should we tell?
Yeah.
Some man, not going to say who because we don't know. If we knew, he'd be dead. We kill him. Lied to the... well, in Australia, because we know how to work shit out, we have contract tracers. So, like, basically people who interview you. If you
Figure
get
out where you've been.
Yeah,
who
you get
you
COVID.
talked
What you been up to this week?
Yeah, they're like, what? Like, where have you been the last couple of days? So their job is to basically interview everyone who's tested positive, find out where they've been, and then send alerts out and
To
do the
everyone
job
they
properly.
could have
So like
been in danger.
originally, it was just kind of like, oh, if you've been to any of these locations during this time on this day, get tested
Get
and
tested.
quarantined.
So the whole thing was that this person who worked in one of the quarantine hotels ended up getting it, and they worked at the Woodville pizza shop. I believe that's true.
Yes.
No?
No.
Yeah, he was a security guard at one of the.
Oh, was he?
He was
Yeah.
a security guard at the hotel across
Yeah,
from my
and-
girlfriend's work.
Oh. there you
And
go.
he also worked in the Woodville Pizza Bar.
Yeah.
And what happened was they had another person who tested positive for it. Not that this is a different person from the person who works at the pizza bar. They also work at the pizza bar, but we'll get to that. And he tested positive, and they said, "What you been up to? Like, where have you been so we can know?" And he said, "Oh, I ordered a pizza from the Woodville Pizza Bar. I don't work there." And then they were like,
Everyone was like,
They were like,
Mayday,
you got it
Mayday.
from food, from
picking
yeah.
up a pizza there.
Yeah, and
you
eating
were
it.
in the store for like a minute.
Now imagine how many. That
How
sent
many
the
people
government-
ordered pizzas from that
sent
store that could
government
have it?
into chaos.
Yeah, it was a big
And
panic.
They shut that shit down.
So yeah, we went. They forced us into a 6-day lockdown.
Only to discover that the dude actually did work there.
He lied. So
2
he
days
didn't.
in, they're
he
like,
didn't-
it doesn't make sense. Let's
Yeah.
ask him again.
They were just like, they interviewed him. They're like, your story doesn't add up. What is happening? And he said, and he confessed. He was like, I didn't get it from eating a pizza there. I actually worked alongside the person who had it there.
Yeah.
And so now he's an arsehole. He's a lying piece of shit.
But it's mainly a case from the managers and the business owners there
Yeah, motivating him to
motivating
lie.
him to lie because they're paying
Oh,
him
did
cash
they
in
motivate him
hand.
to lie?
Paying him under the
He's
table
getting paid under the table.
because he's also a foreign worker. I think
Yeah.
he's from Spain.
Yeah, it's a whole deal.
Yeah.
It's
So,
huge.
So everyone hates Woodville Pizza Bar
Oh,
now.
dude,
Yeah,
did
there's
you
a
see
Facebook
the
event.
Facebook reviews?
Storm the
people-
Woodville
people-
Pizza Bar. They can't
yeah.
stop us all, or something.
No,
like that?
no, there's
people have been review bombing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no,
their
I
page.
love-
and it's
Oh
like
my
because
God.
like it's just like people giving it 5 stars, but writing like, "Oh, the pizza is to die for" and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
it's just like some of them I've seen are fucking hilarious.
I bought,
I like-
bought a Supreme Pizza. Cost my business $5,000.
I
Yeah.
love the meme that they made where it's a Simpsons movie and
Yeah.
like the people are marching.
Have you seen it's made to look like a Pornhub video, and it's a pizza shop worker fucks entire state.
Oh my God,
That's funny.
that is
So
gold.
anyway, we went into lockdown for that.
That's our story. Anyway, back to
Black
Panther 2.
So the interesting thing I found from this story
Mm.
was that they're bringing back. They stated they had to state we're bringing back all of the supporting cast.
Yes.
because that now you can. I don't know why this might enter their minds, but now you're just like that. So it's definitely continuing. That
Yeah,
story.
they're not trying to. They're
Recasting
trying to make people go, okay, like they're not trying to start something new.
So I think the
They are
obvious
continuing.
answer here is it's Shuri.
yes.
Yeah.
I think that's the blaring
For,
thing. Either Shuri or Okoye.
Yeah, that would be a very interesting twist
Which
because
one's he?
No, she.
So the one that's
So his
his
bodyguard.
sister or the bodyguard.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, the one who played by Michonne from.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotcha.
yeah,
Even Winston Duke could be cool.
that would
I don't
be
know.
that'd be a very cool twist on it. I think people are very excited and hoping that it will be Shuri.
Someone's having barbecue.
It depends on you can smell barbecue. I mean, that's the summertime. That's what we're gonna get these next couple of
How good
episodes.
does that smell?
It is a lot. It is a lot on the senses. But
so-
yeah, it is a from comics and stuff. Shuri's been Black Panther a couple times. Originally from like I think it was the mid 2000s initially, and more recently she's had her own little like run of a little comic series as well, which is very good. But yeah, I think it would be interesting to see if they do go in a different direction and don't go with Shuri. If Shuri takes a bit more of a tech side of things, closer to an Iron Man type deal.
Is Lupita coming back? Is she in there?
Look, there's Letitia Wright, Lupita Nyong'o,
Okay. 'Cause she
Winston
wasn't-
Duke, and Angela Bassett.
I'm pretty sure she was like the only one that wasn't in Infinity War and Endgame. Those movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did she play?
He's like
Love interest.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with her character in this next one as well.
It's tough.
yeah,
it's really tough.
and this is going to be this could be the film that teaches little kids about grief
yeah. Well,
and like
well,
grieving.
here's the thing: are they going to kill him in the story?
I feel like it's going to start after the fact, maybe.
I don't know.
I
Like, it
want
might
to see
start
how they
with a
handle.
memorial or a
That's-
funeral.
I can't see them like.
Not addressing it.
No, I definitely can't see them not addressing it. I also can't see them like having him
a fake him
dying
there,
on screen or
No, they
something.
wouldn't.
That
They
would
wouldn't
be
do that.
mental.
I think they'd just start maybe after they've just found out that he's died or something, or they're having a funeral or a memorial or something.
Yeah,
like
I
that
reckon
for
we
him.
pick up start of this film huge in memoriam type scene,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which will also just apply to Chadwick Boseman as well,
Yeah.
which will fucking hurt. My
Yeah.
eyelids are gonna be weeping. It's gonna be
2020
sad.
sucked.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it depends. Do you reckon? I don't want to get this into it, but like, how do you think if they are going to kill him, how do you think they're going to do it? Do you think they're going to be like, we'll incorporate some real world things and he died from natural causes? Can he die from natural causes because he's got the powers?
because he's got the power of the Black Panther. This could be interesting.
Or like, I think it's too stupid.
Is
They're
there?
not- they're not just
is there
gonna have
the
him
They
possibility-
die
can't have
some
him
random
die from a
battle.
grunt.
Is there the
from, like, some
potential to
grunt.
have him move away and they don't
that's
kill
worse.
him off?
That's
I know
worse.
it's worse, but I'm saying, is that what the studios could be thinking?
I don't want them to pull like a whole Star Wars and draw out anything like
Like they did with Leia.
Leia.
We've pulled all together all of the footage that we had from the rest of his stuff
can't.
that got cut, and we're going to
He's a
try
main
and make it.
character.
Yeah, no, you
It's
can't
like-
do that. Really, no. Yeah, this will be very interesting to see play out, and I'm sure as we get closer to filming, there'll be more like leaks and stuff of what they are planning.
Yeah.
The people over at Marvel Studios have a very tough time right now.
Poor.
Good luck to them, and hopefully they manage it in good taste. Fingers crossed.
Moving on.
Hey, what are you guys been
We have a
watching?
button. I nailed it. Fucking good.
You did. Do you want me to start this off because I have got some catching up to do?
Okay, you can go.
Power through what you've
I'm
been
gonna
watching.
power through my my catching up on homework. You guys did Roger Rabbit, which I've seen many of times and still love it. It's absolutely so much fun. Bob Hoskins in it is great. Everything about it, all the little fun little cameos from everyone, excellent. The animation for the time, incredible. That's just my thoughts on Roger Rabbit quickly. Vice, Vice I thought was okay. It was very interestingly like edited and stuff, which I remember you talking about when
Shakespearean dialogue.
Oh my god!
Did
like,
the
fact
fake
that it
out in the
ends-
middle get you?
like I knew that it was there, but it's still like what?
You see, I completely forgot he had mentioned it.
Yeah.
And I went on like next when you like press up on the remote and it brings up like the time bar. I was like, surely I haven't been watching this movie
This
for like
hasn't been
2
the whole
hours yet.
film.
Whose team are you on here? We've got these two who sort of, I think you guys liked the editing style and thought it flew by, whereas I thought that the editing, I
Jarring.
think it was, I found it a bit jarring. I thought it didn't really know what it wanted to be as a movie in terms of
Right.
tone, and I thought it went a little slow.
I found it this weird, interesting mix where I was like, okay, like I can see this being the docudrama that it is, but it just had this weird energy about it where it was like, I kind of feel like it's walking the line between both. It's trying to be a documentary and then also trying to be like a really engrossing film. But as someone who like appreciates a bit of weird randomness to it, I did think the editing was very interesting.
Like how it
Like
cuts-
freeze frames all the time
Yeah.
and the narration and everything. Like
cutting
I loved
into
that
George
aspect.
Bush eating on a chicken.
Oh
wing.
my god, yeah.
That was one of the funnier bits, I think. I remember.
yeah, it does
I
have a
thought-
good bit of weird.
I
little
just think it's so
humour to it.
interesting that this guy just like went, hey, he faked a whole war.
Yeah, the story
Yeah.
itself is very interesting.
Yeah, it's very good for.
That's just how he got away with it.
And he got away with it. He like his company CEO have made went up 500% in profits.
It's very good to get those stories out in front of people. I think that sort of stuff is very important. So I appreciate them doing that. I also thought the final line of the film was hilarious, which is in the mid credits when it's like, "Oh man, the new Fast and Furious looks lit."
Yeah.
It's great. Very
Oh,
much.
I
enjoyed
love
it.
that monologue he delivers to camera at the end.
Yeah, that was
See,
a
I
lot.
stopped. I didn't see it. I like when the credits came.
That was
yeah.
very
I
good.
stopped.
Yeah, it's a lot, but yeah, it was very interesting and it did a lot of weird stuff, which I appreciated. Other than that, finally finished watching Avatar.
What do you think?
Oh my god, fucking
Character development
so
to
good.
the max.
Oh my god, Avatar was great. Everyone should be watching it.
Everyone.
I'm
should be
such
watching
like a
Avatar.
convert to it.
Yeah, look, I was even in my head. I was thinking about rewatching it.
Yeah,
So stay
so
tuned for
good.
more Avatar talk.
I've been
Weeks ago.
such a convert. I was like, oh yeah, you know what? Avatar looked pretty cool when I was a kid, but I never watched it. And now I'm like, man, that show is fucking
It's gonna be
great.
one of the best animated shows
Oh man,
ever.
the final fight scene is nuts. Like those final fights between like the main bad guys and the characters we're following, like they went next level on the production of that. It's great. I know Alex is falling asleep. It's fine. What else did I watched some
We
really
talk about
random
it
stuff
every
quickly.
week for so long.
I know. I'm back on that Steven Universe train from Dan talking about it. So I'm almost finished with season 2. I'm not really going to talk about that. That's fine. It's a very good show. Randomly watched the second Jumanji, like the sequel,
I like it.
Oh yeah.
I've still
like
yet
the
to
new
watch
one
it.
Oh yeah.
with
What did you? how
Danny
did you
Glover
find it?
and Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
It's good fun.
I love
watched
Danny
it-
DeVito.
we watched
Yeah.
it as a family during the lockdown. There are flies. It's summer. I hate it. It's so hot and gross. This is the worst. It was a really fun movie. I hadn't seen the one before it.
Oh, really?
No, I still haven't seen
what?
I still haven't
Get off
seen
your phone.
I'm
the
getting my
original new one.
Letterboxd.
But yeah, I watched that, and as the film was starting, I just quickly asked my sister all these questions, and she was like, "Yeah, you got the entire first movie like beat for beat," and I was like, "Cool." I'm not like falling behind on anything.
You should watch the first movie. The first
I
one
know,
was a
I
lot of
should.
fun. If you like the second one, you like the first one more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
first
first one
one's
was
better.
because like you and me went into it kind of like hey, you know,
I wasn't keen for it.
I was
The new one?
like
The
interested.
one.
Oh, the first
The
one.
first one because it was like
Oh,
when
it-
Greatest Showman came out as well.
Look, when
It
you've
had
got,
everything
when you've
to
got
be a
the
train
Greatest
wreck.
Showman and you've got Jumanji
Jumanji.
coming out, and you just watch the Greatest Showman, you have this revolutionary experience.
Yeah. When you're
And then we just, like-
terrified that they're gonna ruin Jumanji,
then
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot.
the
I
next
thought-
day we walked. We just like all right, let's just go see it, and then like we walked out completely different.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
just
The
think-
Rock in this one has a lot more. He kind of more of the Rock show in the second one. With
Yeah.
him trying to
Yeah.
be Danny DeVito.
it really is. They really hand that up, which is like it's one thing that I think will always be funny is actors trying to joke around and
Kevin Hart
portray
is my
other
favorite in
actors.
this, so-
Kevin Hart was
As Danny
excellent in
DeVito,
this.
he's so funny.
He's very
Oh
funny.
Has
my
anyone
God.
watched his new
His new
Netflix
stand-up?
It's
Nah.
great.
Nah.
In him in his basement.
Really?
Yeah, he built that. He's got a full-on stand. They like renovated his basement to like for a stand-up show.
Oh my god,
that's cool.
that is cool. He was a real standout in this. It was great fun.
I definitely think you need to watch the first one though. There are a lot of recurring jokes in the second one. That
I
carry
picked up on that.
you can,
There were a lot of things where I was like, that landed flat on me, but it sounded like a reference.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of that.
But no, I got the gist of it, and yeah, it was good fun. And then on a similar note, we watched The Grinch, like the one from 2000,
Benedict
whatever.
Cumberbatch.
Oh, that's on our 12 Days of Christmas.
Oh,
to
is
watch.
it? No, I
yeah.
thought the new one was on.
No, he's
Oh, you
watched
watched
the
the
old
Jim
one.
Carrey.
I watched the
the
Jim
Jim
Carrey
Carrey.
one,
Oh.
and I quoted it line by line
Okay.
because I watched that movie so much as a kid. It was great fun because we put up the Christmas tree during lockdown.
Oh,
We
So-
put it at Christmas.
We haven't
Yeah,
yet.
we did too.
Sucks
Yeah.
to suck.
But,
No, we're getting a new one because ours is like from before I was born.
You like our new one? I don't
God.
like it.
Yeah.
I like your new
What
tree.
white
Of course
one?
you do. You're a girl.
What the white one? Is
Yeah,
it?
it's
I
definitely a woman's tree.
don't
It's
like.
white and
I don't
pink.
like white Christmas trees.
honestly, I walked past it. I was within a foot of it, and I didn't even notice it was there.
It's that.
It is. But I've worked retail all my life, so I'm not a huge fan of Christmas. But hey, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, and then other than that, I watched the homework. So
Nice.
moving on to you guys, please.
Michael, you go.
Well, I'm done
There you go.
catching up.
All right. So still as always, lost onto season 3.
Oh, God.
How lost are we?
We're full.
We
We're
make that
full.
joke
We
every
are
week.
we are full into like the others now. Like,
The others.
we're at their camp and everything. That's
Steph.
Every week I ask where you're at in Lost, like I have
No,
watched
you
it.
know where
I
you
have
are.
No clue.
What are you
What are you
doing?
doing?
I don't think it's
Yours.
mine
why are
Or
you
maybe
doing
it
it
is.
halfway through talking?
because it started acting up again. It's all right.
Finish. I don't know.
Just you back?
A few like I know a few days after the last episode that we were on, I finished Grand Tour.
Oh, nice. Yep.
So the end of season 3 is when they get rid of like the format they had like from Top Gear, like that's the whole like audience and like they do news and have like celebrities on and stuff. So now they're going for just like the specials they do.
Yeah.
So there's only one of those out now where like they go through Cambodia and Vietnam in boats.
War in Vietnam.
And it is very interesting because Jeremy rocks up in like that typical like Nam boat, and then like like Hammond rocks up in a full speed boat, and James rocks up in like one of those boats from Dunkirk, like just a leisure river boat that doesn't go very
Oh my
fast.
God.
And they like going down this thing and then end up in the ocean like they didn't want to.
Oh my God.
So that the whole end is very tense.
Yeah.
But no, it's great fun, but it's kind of sad that they got rid of that like
That old format.
that old format because I don't know, I've watched so much Top Gear and that it's kind of very different. But
It's,
there is a new trailer coming out for the next
Next
part
one?
of season 4.
Cool.
Thankfully, because the last one came out last year, like the first episode came out last year.
That is the other thing with them doing some more special type. They
It's
would
gonna
be
take forever, yeah. Because
take
these are like,
off
you know,
each
hour and a
one.
half long special
Yeah.
sort of thing.
cool. I mean, that is their most popular format.
During lockdown, I watched 2 movies. I finally watched She's the Man.
Whoa, you hadn't seen it?
Because Gemma was like, we was just scrolling through. Well, I think it was Disney Plus.
I haven't seen it.
And
I was
she's-
gonna say, I
and
saw Alex's
she was
face.
just like, I loved that movie, and I was like, I never seen it. She's like, all right, we're watching that movie.
Oh man, that is a
Amanda
2000s
Bynes,
classic.
Amanda Bynes.
Oh man, Channing
Um,
Tatum.
Channing Tatum. I was like, he popped up on the screen. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, you weren't
It's
expecting
Channing
that, were you?
Tatum. You know what? I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. It's very mid 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
But it was enjoyable.
Yeah, it's like my sister used to watch that movie so often.
I can't remember what the other movie was.
Amanda Bynes really tried. They tried to make her a thing.
Yeah, she
because
was
she
in
had
everything for a
when
while.
I was little. Because I had Nickelodeon, and she had the
Bend It
Amanda
Like
Bynes show.
Beckham.
Are you
Bend
trying to
It
think
Like
of the other
Beckham?
movie you watched?
Yeah,
Bad Neighbors.
Bad Neighbors. There you go. And then we watched that because it was just
Fix it.
sitting there on Netflix.
I'm just gonna hold it like this.
So yeah, I mean, I've seen that one before. It's very enjoyable.
It's fun. It's a just like a really easy watch.
It is
funny
a very
movie.
easy watch. The more I watch it, what's her name? The one that plays the wife.
Rose Byrne.
Yeah, she does get on my nerves a little bit.
Really? Oh, she's Australian.
I know she's Australian, but like, it just like I don't know.
I love her.
In a movie full of Americans, just her like Australian like accent being so prominent. It's
I
kinda
love
like,
when
Yeah,
she's
it's
like-
very prominent. It's a bit jarring.
It's not. It's funny when they go to visit the chancellor. I know the
Dean.
The dean.
Oh, she
It's like, I
thinks
thought
it's
her name was just Dean.
Dean.
It's like no. What do you call them in Australia? Oh, chancellor.
That's a bit. And then there's the whole like milking part.
Milking part, and then there's when they're watching The Office and they're like bros before hoes.
But yeah, anyway, it's a fun movie. Got Zac Efron, Dave Franco.
Second one's not great.
I've still
I'm
never seen
really
the second
sad
because that's
the second-
that's a sorority that time.
Second-
Yeah.
Chloe Grace from
So
X.
Chloe Grace Moretz, Beanie Feldstein.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's just whoever plays Iris in the Justice League, in Zack Snyder's Justice League, that actress.
Yep,
Yep,
sure.
she's in things. Yeah, it's just, man. I mean, Zac Efron saves that movie
Yeah.
because he's still just great. Because like he gets to play his character now, and his character in the first one is like I'm king of the world, but my doom is coming, and
Okay.
he's pretty insecure about what
Like
he's
what
gonna do
happens
after.
next, yeah.
Yeah. Well, in this one, he is at what happens next. So it's just fun watching him like.
Yeah.
Is it still
Grip to the past.
Is it still Seth Rogen and
Yeah.
stuff? Because it's just like the sorority movies
Yeah,
this
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's just him gripping to the past, so that's why he goes and helps the sorority. But then they fuck him over, and he goes with Seth Rogen.
Yeah, that's right.
I do really like the last scene when Seth Rogen runs into Zac Efron at like the store in the mall.
Yeah,
and Zac Efron's just
Abercrombie.
saying Abercrombie and Fitch, and it's just like, and it's just Seth Rogen. You know what I've always wanted to do? So it's just them just mucking around with like being shows.
They have a really good dynamic in the films too. Like they hate each other, but like you see that these guys should be friends.
Yeah.
because it's like that's Abercrombie, I'm Finch, and they're standing back to back. You know, Zac Efron, chiseled body, Seth Rogen,
Dad bod.
dad bod
Oh,
to the
man.
max.
Goals.
Yeah, great film. A lot of
It's
fun.
very funny.
That's so good.
All right, Alex, you can go.
I'll talk about the one that. Yep. So I watched the Fresh Prince reunion. I haven't been watching a lot of movies lately, but I've been watching a lot of like Hamish
new
and Andy,
stuff.
not How Much Mother, Friends, and now Fresh Prince. But what made me go back to watch Fresh Prince was the Fresh Prince reunion.
Now, how was this? Because I only just saw a trailer for this the
I
other day.
saw the trailer every time
So
I opened
I
Stan.
knew it was happening, and I knew there was a trailer for it. I didn't know it was coming to Stan, and it was already on Stan.
Yeah, I was shocked when
Yeah.
because I saw the trailer and I was like, "Oh man, it's on HBO." Like, oh, I'll have to find a
Yeah.
way to watch it at some point.
So-
and then I opened Stan the next day and I was like,
It's
"Oh,
So I just threw it on. I didn't think I was going to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'll put it on 15 minutes. And see
How long is it?
Over an hour.
okay, cool,
And I ended up watching the whole thing because it's great.
nice."
It's really, I won't go too much into it, but there's two big things that like,
They discuss.
damn. It's James Avery, Uncle
Yeah.
Phil dying, and he's not there anymore, and they get really emotional over that.
Yeah, that
and
would
it's
hurt.
heartbreaking. And then they touch on a subject that they have not spoken about in 30 years,
Ooh.
which is what happened with the original Aunt Viv. Because did anyone here watch all of Fresh Prince?
I've never watched it all. I've seen episodes.
I've seen most of it.
I've
not all of it.
watched
right.
like the first half of it.
Okay, well, the actress that plays Aunt Viv in seasons 1 to 3 isn't in seasons 4 to 6. And they go in, and there's been a lot of rumors that it was Will Smith that wanted her gone,
Ooh.
and the production and like the producers and stuff. And she found out about that, and just over the course of 30 years, she's been slamming him in the
Oh,
press.
okay.
And they've had their tiffs back and forth.
Yeah,
they actually got he organized for Will Smith and the actress
Yeah.
to sit down and talk.
Far out.
It's great
Yeah.
because it's so. When you think of like reunions and shit, like these are going to be so produced. These are only going to
They're going to be super happy
they're going
and
to be super
just
happy.
be
They're only going to talk about the
nostalgic and
best
memories.
times. This interview with them was raw.
That's
It was-
crazy.
It was like she was real. He was real about it.
Was
He
it a
need
bit
to
of a
watch it.
resolve?
It was. They resolved everything. Well, what they could have because
Yeah.
because it got to because it was basically she was in an abusive relationship at the time
Oh.
and she got pregnant and on the show and they didn't go too much into it, but basically the producers offered her a deal saying you can come back for season 4, but you can't work anywhere else.
Oh.
Like you can only work on this show.
Yeah.
And that was to drive her out.
Yeah.
That deal was made
That
so
was-
that she'd leave.
Oof.
And it worked. She left, and then Will Smith apparently called her difficult. And she says a line to him. She goes, "When you call a black woman
Yeah.
difficult in Hollywood, you end her career."
Yeah, that's not good.
So yeah, and you look at her IMDb. She's in hardly anything
Yeah.
after that show, and it's hard because she just wants to know why.
yeah.
Because obviously he was young as well.
He was 21, and that's what he said.
And he's getting
I can't.
told by producers what
Yeah.
to be saying and doing.
Because she asked him why, and he said, "I was 21 at the time, and everything was a threat to me."
yeah.
And then she was like, "But why was I a threat?"
Yeah. It's
And
like
it's
it
hard.
wasn't.
It's so.
And obviously
like,
he wouldn't understand the repercussions of obviously calling her
and
difficult.
yeah,
stuff.
he wouldn't have thought that she was a threat. He would have been threatened by not
Producers.
threatened by producers, but he would have felt the pressure by every producer in
ev-
Hollywood.
Everyone should watch it. It's great.
I was gonna say that sounds
Yeah. It's a
lot of
incredibly
fun.
interesting.
And then, like after they have the conversation, she comes in and talks to
Oh,
all
the
the
rest
other
of the crew?
cast.
Cool.
But she doesn't stay for the whole time.
Yeah.
They just show clips of her reuniting with them. And
That's
then
cool.
She's gone.
Yeah, that's huge though. That's very interesting.
But yeah, everyone that was there that could be there.
Yeah.
Was there. Sad that James Avery wasn't there.
yeah, and I assume they have a little bit about
Montage.
him.
Yeah. They all start crying. It's really sad.
It'd be really sweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Yes, these are big ones that you want to talk about here.
yeah. So we went to go see a movie, Steph, this week.
We did. We did indeed.
We went to the cinemas.
the cinema.
cinema.
The cinemas, and we saw David Fincher's new film, Mank.
Mank. You say that name when you tell people you're going to go see a movie called Mank, they're like, what?
Yeah.
I
What?
100% thought they'd made a sequel to the series Monk.
I used to watch that with my mum when I was
Shalab?
a kid. Yeah.
Really? No, so Mank, starring Gary Oldman,
Yep.
Amanda Seyfried,
Yeah, Seyfried.
Lily Collins, Charles Dance.
Yeah.
Anyone else I'm forgetting?
Tom Burke?
They're not A-listers.
Okay.
Hey.
I mean, the character he plays is an A-lister.
Yeah.
So directed by David Fincher, written by his father, Jack
Ooh.
Fincher.
Is that who it was? Because I saw Jack Fincher and I thought it was a brother.
Yeah, no, it's
His
written by his
father.
dad.
About
And
Herman Mankiewicz.
Herman Mankiewicz, the screenwriter of Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane, which is
Um,
the Citizen Kane of
movies.
films, you know?
This is,
It's
some would
the-
say this is the Citizen Kane of biopics.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Um,
So obviously David Fincher's second biopic he's directed, if we're counting Social Network.
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
I'm not sure if this is really a biopic. It is in the sense where it only captures a certain part of his life.
Yeah, it's a very stylized biopic.
Oh yeah, all in black and white.
Yeah,
it's,
I was going to say, I was just looking it up.
Opening credits are styled almost to look exactly like the movie Citizen Kane. The opening
And
of
it's
Citizen Kane.
full-length opening credits, or...
It's pretty lengthy.
I can't remember.
Like, you know how back in the day they would just show you the entire credits at the
Yeah,
start
they
of
have
the
all the
film?
cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Okay,
cast is all
cool,
at the beginning,
yeah.
which I love. At the second, I didn't know it was going to be in black and white. The second it opened like that, I was so excited.
Yeah.
It's so different. And I thought the movie was going to, I whispered to Alex, I was like, is this movie all going to be in black and white? And you're like, yes. I was like, yeah. And I was like, yes.
This is one that has gotten better with me thinking about it, having time to sit, because I feel like this isn't a movie for everyone. People will
Definitely
find
not.
it boring.
Definitely,
yeah.
people will find it boring.
It is, and it also takes weird. Like most of the film focuses on a part that I did not think it would focus on, which is a political rat race.
Yeah, I was like, I got confused about that.
It's about big Hollywood studios
Manipulating the media.
manipulating the media
Oh my God.
into voting for
Republican?
For Republican, yeah.
Yeah.
He was Republican.
So who was it at the time?
They don't really focus on the candidates.
1941.
Okay.
Let me look. Let me see.
They don't. Yeah, they don't.
What year was this?
One of them's
it
Sinclair
wasn't the
Upton.
presidency, it was
It was.
the,
It was
Oh, just like local elections?
It was, yeah, local election.
yeah, California.
California.
Oh, okay.
One of them was Sinclair Upton.
yeah, Sinclair, that's right.
I can't remember who the other one was, but yeah, it's the heads of the studio. Yeah, it's all about that and how Gary Oldman is not okay with that.
Yeah, exactly. I think the movie was very good. And I think the way they portrayed, because the whole thing is that he was known for his alcoholism. And you know what was something that I didn't realize and I found out after the movie? There is a recurring joke in there that he cannot stand The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
It's like that movie is going to run the studios dry. It's a shocking movie. It's going to send them all broke. He actually was the one who came up with the concept in The Wizard of Oz of having Kansas in sepia or black and white and having vibrant color
and he didn't get
in
credited
Oz.
for it.
And he did not get credited for it.
That makes sense.
So that's why he's pissed off about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so like there's so many references to old Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah. The golden age of Hollywood, I guess you can say.
Yep.
That's what they called it. It was really interesting watching how they recreated film sets in the 1940s and how they did all that. Like, as a film buff, any film buff will love this. Anyone who studied film will be enthralled into this. And
Yeah.
Gary Oldman is just amazing.
Yes, and I also think the choice to have it in black and white, I think it comes down to the fact that, it was a choice. So back in the 40s, and, there are lots of good black and white movies that were made when black and white movies were the only option. But having the option today to create it in black and white, they really used light to its advantage.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the shadows and contrast and everything that could be done with light and light technology and light technique was done to the highest standard.
I
in
was
my opinion.
reading stuff about this film, and this movie does not exist in color at all.
Cool.
This was shot in black and white.
That's cool.
That I love.
Yeah, and also the audio track, they purposely suppressed it and didn't make it stereo.
They had it in mono.
They had it mono. They went and they spent more time in post production making the audio worse
Oh
to
my God.
match the feel.
That's amazing.
Awesome. I love it.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very good. I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5.
It was sitting on
it's
a
an
4.
8 out of 10.
I moved it to 4.5 because I do want to watch it again. It comes out on Netflix on December 4th.
I think you need to watch Citizen Kane too, Alex.
So yeah, I definitely would recommend this one. Not to everyone, that's the thing though. I know if I went, Dad, watch this, he would not be on board.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if I
Same
tried
with
to
my
sell
dad.
this movie to my pa, he would not watch
Yeah,
it.
this is definitely you're basically watching expert like this. There's not a flaw in the film from
It's
the
a
way
movie
it's
for
filmed.
film lovers.
It is.
Yeah.
The writing's great, the acting's great, the cinematography's great, the direction's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Definitely one of David Fincher's probably better films, I'd say.
That sounds huge.
Yeah. So it's a definitely big recommendation if you're actually interested in the story, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if that's something that if hearing that little breakdown has you very interested, then definitely be checking it out. But
Absolutely.
if you're someone who does not care about how film execs could be messing with campaigns, that's not for you.
All right, moving on. Steph,
Well, we went and saw a movie, did we? Oh,
No.
not really. We didn't go to
we
see
got
it.
sent. We have a new movie from Universal or Focus
Yep.
Features, parent company, Universal parent company. Let Him Go,
Hey.
starring Kevin Costner
And Diane Lane.
Diane Lane, Myron Parr Kent. Not
My
playing.
mum was ecstatic
My
when she found out we
parents-
were going to see this.
They're like, oh, we know Kevin Costner. They don't know Diane Lane. I don't think Diane Lane's been in a whole lot. She's famous. She's recognizable, but I don't know what she's been in.
I think she's been in a lot of those.
I will let you know.
Yeah, she's
Oh, I've
been
already
in-
searched
I
it.
think
There's
she's
nothing.
had
House of Cards,
Yeah.
The Outsiders,
So
Under the Tuscan Sun.
yeah, that's what my mum loves. Under the Tuscan Sun. She loves that movie.
So this is Kevin Costner and Diane Lane play husband and wife. He is an ex-sheriff, and basically,
is
Montana?
contractually obligated by his face.
yeah,
Yeah.
and basically it's about their son passes away
Unexpectedly.
This is all before the credits. So.
And their daughter-in-law remarries someone
Someone.
who is quite...
He's
Bad.
he's not a good guy, and his family's even worse.
And she leaves with him to go with his family up in North Dakota, I think. And
they take the kid.
Take
They
their
don't tell
young
them.
grandchild with them.
So for a big majority of this film is them traveling to go to find the family, and that's where I think some people won't be on board. Is that a big chunk of this film is you're hanging out with Diane Lane and Kevin
Diane
Diane
Costner.
Lane and Kevin Costner.
I don't mind that really.
I didn't either. I
It's
thought
set,
some parts was a bit slow for me.
They had very good chemistry with one another.
Well, Myron Parr can't have to.
Exactly. They got very good chemistry. And I think it's, you get to see the sights. You get to see
Yeah.
the big sky country
I
and
think
everything like that.
she carries the film on her shoulders and she
Yeah,
nails
she
it.
does very well.
Yeah, so I have to warn that if you look at the trailers for it, they make it look like just a action thriller.
Oh, okay. I didn't watch the trailer.
Even the poster of it has them both like they're holding a shotgun.
It looks very
and
dramatic.
then the house is on fire.
Yeah,
It's
it looks like it could be.
Big portion of the film is them on the road.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Looking for the family, but they do eventually get to the family, and when that happens, then you get a bit more.
Shit kicks
Okay.
up.
It's a lot of unexpected things, which I'm great, which I thought were awesome. Like my dad, I watched it with my parents. They said my dad especially was like, wasn't sure about this movie towards the middle of it, but is that a bee or is that a
It's just a fly.
good?
Big
I can't
ass
do
fly.
bees. No, for a big portion of it, he wasn't sure. But then it got to a point where, like, I'm going to say deep into the third act, where he's like, I don't know where this is going.
Ooh.
Yeah,
And
that's it.
that's really good.
I was much more invested in it than I thought I was going to be. And it made me angrier than I thought it was going to be. It made me sadder than I thought I
Yeah.
was going to be. My mum loved it. She was like, I would give it a 4 out of 5. Absolutely. And I gave it, I think, a 3 out of 5.
I
or
gave
a
it
3
3
and a
as well.
half. A 3.5, actually, I think I gave it. Because I did like it. It was
liked
enjoyable and
it.
it made me emote, which is always good in a movie.
Good performances, enjoyable.
Got to say, just from a quick skim through the trailer, yeah, they make it very much look like
it's
like
not that.
real serious suspense thriller.
Yeah, so definitely a recommendation. Check it out. It's
Pretty
definitely
intense
worth
at
a
times.
watch.
Very
Yeah,
intense.
very intense,
More
which
intense
is
than I thought it
awesome.
was going to be.
There's some scenes that are really intense and they pull it off really well.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Very
that's
nice.
that.
You love a good drama nowadays.
That's
Yeah.
everything.
I believe that is everything.
Steph.
Oh,
Oh, one
Be
other
quick.
thing.
We are 36
I was gonna
minutes in.
say, one thing, we watched Role Models as well.
we did over
Which was
Zoom
good.
for a commentary track.
Yeah, we-
What a
we did-
movie.
Good work.
Well,
never
okay,
seen it.
Here's
Good
the thing.
effort.
I hadn't seen it, and I enjoyed it when I watched it. Thinking back on it now, I don't like it as much.
Oh, come on!
I'm sorry. I gave it 2.5 out of 5, but with a
What?
love heart. With a love
What?
heart. I think it's a very average film.
Have you?
Nah,
I've
go
never seen
away.
it.
I'm sorry
I
to
can't-
I don't
spin,
wanna
I'm
talk to
sorry
you.
to
Different.
jump on you now on the podcast because I did enjoy
Really?
it when I watched it, but now I've been thinking back on it and I'm like, I don't really remember a lot.
You gotta watch
that
it
I-
again. Then that's
I
bullshit.
don't think I do.
Oh, it's Paul Rudd.
Paul
Yeah.
Rudd, Sean William Scott, they do something bad and then they get sent to 200 hours of community service where they play like the big brothers to
I think
Right.
the humor lost it on me as I was thinking back on it. I thought the humor wasn't actually my humor.
It is. It's very male
it's
humor.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
There's
love
the whole LARPing is great.
The whole LARPing thing is great because they go and dressed as Kiss.
They do. They kiss my Anthony.
Kiss.
Yeah, that's right. That's not
And then
bad.
you have Ken Jeong as the king.
Yeah, Ken
Yeah,
Jeong is
that's
the king.
not bad.
So many
I
actors
don't
in this
find-
film.
I
Key
don't
from
really-
Key and Peele's just in the background hanging out. Doesn't have a line.
I think that the thing that I don't like, I don't really go for the really crude sex jokes or potty humor and things like that. And that's what a lot of this film revolved around.
what's his name? The little kid.
Ronnie.
The kid,
Ronnie.
yeah. Yeah, see, that sort of thing.
Yeah, Beyonce.
But I appreciated the cast.
If you're white
I think
for
the
Ben
cast was
Affleck.
good. I think it was a good cast though.
You
so
are
I'll give it
white.
that.
Yeah, I am white. All right, moving on.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that all you've watched?
That
as
is
well,
it.
Steph?
Well, pretty much, and then the other movies that we all watched together. And I've been watching like The Crown, and I've
Yep.
been watching. Excuse me.
I'm just saying, yep.
A quick shout
And I
out
watched
to
Seinfeld.
watch things. Apparently, really watch The Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, my parents just
Yeah,
watched
I will
it.
Yeah,
watch it.
everyone like
I
it's one
will.
of the biggest things on Netflix in general at the moment. That's what I headline about.
Yeah, I will watch it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I watched.
Very
There we
nice.
go.
That takes us over to a little bit more news.
Whoa. Oh, this week in movie news.
Deadpool 3.
Let's do it.
We're actually getting a Deadpool 3, and it's actually coming to from Disney. Disney have announced that Deadpool 3 is happening at Marvel Studios with new writers, which is interesting. Do we have the same writers on 1 and 2? Or did they change up?
No, different writers.
They did change up.
No, 1 and 2 have the same writers.
They're the same. So
So
now
it's-
what's the
it's
change?
a
Yeah, the
change
guys
up
who
now.
wrote Zombieland.
Okay. This makes a bit more sense.
Okay, that's
Okay. That's interesting. It's interesting. They're moving forward with it. Ryan Reynolds is still set to star
Good,
as
good.
Deadpool.
No,
They're not
you can't.
changing that.
You can't recast that.
He's literally a character who's made to break the fourth wall.
Yeah.
You're allowed to keep the same cast member.
Yeah.
That works. It's perfect.
I mean, I don't think there's a whole lot to. It's just exciting that they're doing it and it's going to be rated R.
Yeah. Yes.
Everyone was worried about that.
That's another big thing in the story,
think-
that it is actually going to be.
yeah. Excited for more Deadpool. That's all I really have to say about that.
Yeah, I'm on that one.
Yeah,
I'm,
I still
I'm
haven't
just
seen
keen for
number
more
2.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
Well, I
think
enjoyed 1 and 2.
We can snip the last news story.
But you want to
For
snip the
time.
last two
For
story?
time.
Yeah, I think we can. That's fine. Because it's just a downer anyway.
Yeah.
It's a. People were worried that Disney weren't going to commit to it, but I think they can't shake their head at the success of the first two Deadpool
definitely.
movies. That's been huge for them.
Well, there we go.
Moving
I
on.
think we have a little, a surprise little
This is sick.
feature from Alex here.
Because
Awesome.
we haven't procrastinated anymore.
Yeah. Are we ready? For
Well, it's
this?
'cause
So
we don't have any of our
everyone-
normal segments.
here we go. We've got a new thing. It's called the trailer game.
Trailer game.
I'll let the music intro. Welcome to the trailer game, everyone.
Oh my
What
God.
this is you three are going to be playing for points, and whoever's got the most points in 2 months, we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Cool. I didn't know there was a prize.
Yeah, there will be a prize. We might give it more than 2 months, maybe 6 months. We'll see how we go.
We'll see.
Jesus
Who's got
Christ.
the most
We'll
points?
see
see the
the,
longevity of the segment.
We'll see how we go.
Let us know in the
Now,
comments below
basically,
your
what's
thoughts
happening.
on the game.
I have audio from a trailer.
Yep.
The trailer is from the 2010s.
Okay.
So it's a movie that was released in 2010s.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to play you a 5-second clip. You guys have to, from that, if you can work out what movie it is from those 5 seconds. If you're all stumped, let me know. I'll play you a 10-second. Happen again. Deliberate between yourselves, obviously. Don't talk to any of the other
Right,
people.
guys,
Can
I've
you
got to think.
confirm?
Let's do it as a team, and we get the prize no matter what.
We're going to break the game.
Can you confirm if any of us have seen the movie?
I hope you've all seen the movie.
Okay.
Now thinking of it, maybe one of you haven't seen the movie.
You,
I'm sorry to one of you.
because I was going to say when you said
I assume
guessed
everyone's
it,
just watched this movie.
the very first movie that you said you were thinking about, I hadn't seen.
Okay,
and I
well,
wouldn't
you've seen this movie.
have- Okay.
That's the only clue I'm doing.
All right. I'll
I'm
take
going to
it.
keep track of everyone's scores as well in
Are you
our
ready?
little Google Doc.
So here's the first 5 seconds.
Wait, can we call it out prematurely? Can we call out and then?
Do we
while
have
the-
to?
Just
We have
wait
to
for the
buzz
clip
in.
to finish.
Just let me. All right.
That's what I'm asking.
We ready? Shush.
There's one thing you should know about me. I special.
Ooh.
Inception.
Correct. You suck.
Oh,
Well, there you go.
Steph with
That's
a
it.
point.
It's Leo. I could hear Leo from there.
That was a
I
good.
like,
I recognized it was Leo. I wasn't sure what film it
Yeah.
was though.
So yeah.
Ooh.
I had no idea.
I mean, yeah. Damn it! I had
I wish
two
we
other.
had buzzers. I wish we had a buzzer. Sorry, I should have been dumber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
Yeah. Sorry
All
about
right. But that was the trailer game.
That
So
that was,
Steph wins.
that was good.
that. That's
Oh, you only
not
had the one for
outcome
now?
You wanted.
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh, I thought we were
didn't
gonna have,
think anyone-
like-
I didn't think anyone get past the first one,
Oh, okay. Well, this has been a good test.
Yeah,
I think
it's
you
been-
now know where you can go with
and
it.
it works.
It does work. That was good.
Tune in next week. I just like the sound. Anyway, so that was the trailer game.
I very much like.
I hope we continue doing the trailer game.
Yeah.
Fiction Mike. There we go.
Do we want to go back to a little bit more of that?
Whoa! Oh! This week in movie news. Wow!
Now, I
Rowdy.
believe the online fan community who want this name of this film to be correct. Alex, what film's this now?
Wonder Woman, 1980.
5 cream.
No.
Oh, I thought you wanted to skip the next one, not
no,
the last one. Oh,
We
okay.
We keep
Shout
Wonder,
out-
the
shout
Wonder
out-
Woman news is actually interesting.
Okay, shout out to Five Cream.
Five Cream.
Wonder Woman 1984
Yeah.
is going to be releasing on streaming services the same day it's going to be released in theaters.
Now, here's the interesting thing. They're doing a weird hybrid of all these different release strategies that companies have done over the past year due to COVID. So how the release schedule is working is that I believe international markets, including us, will get it on the 16th of December.
Yep.
In America, what they're doing, and I don't know if it's going to be incorporated here because we don't have HBO Max.
Yes.
So that's
correct.
going to be an issue. But basically, what they're doing in America is on the 25th of December, it comes out on HBO Max and cinemas at the same time.
On Christmas Day.
Christmas Day.
Okay.
Now-
Interesting.
It has that release window for, I think, 31 days. 31 days, it will stay in cinemas and HBO Max. After those 31 days, it goes off HBO Max. And then it
Huh.
stays in cinemas for another 28 days.
Oh.
So they want a 60-day cinema run for it. And then after the 60 days of its initial release, then they're putting it on video on demand for
okay.
people to rent and purchase.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
it's a very interesting release strategy.
I guess it's gonna be like, look at the numbers of how many people actually rock up to the cinemas compared to watch it at home.
It's weird because I'm not sure how I feel
Yeah.
about it. The HBO Max is very interesting. I think that was a corporate choice. I don't think that was their choice, the director's choice. I think that was a choice by the, Warner Brothers to try and get more people
Yep.
onto their HBO service.
On a side note of all of this stuff, because it is DC Comics related, I would like to remind everyone that there is a DC Comics streaming service
Is that?
which has been basically canned.
Yeah.
And everything they're doing is going through HBO Max instead.
Yep.
It's very interesting. Also, a little side note from the comic book shop world, DC is in trouble.
Oh, because of their
Really?
stupid
Like-
comic book distribution
Yep.
thing.
huge
what's
trouble.
happening?
Financially or like
Everything
Oh, boy.
wise, financially, in that they're just everything of like how the company's running everything at the moment. Basically, we're heading towards this thing where in the not too distant future, we could see a Batman movie done by Marvel.
Okay.
Like it's getting mental.
Yeah.
Like
Because they really messed up on their distribution of comics. They made it very.
Yep.
They were going to do it.
yeah, so that comics have been like in the past 20, 30 years all been done through this one monopoly on the market, which is like, okay, that's not great, but I mean,
They do it well.
It works, and it's a system that's worked. DC this year, at the very start of COVID, went, we're leaving that. We're opening our own distribution. We're doing our own distribution. We're handling it all ourselves. Basically fucked half the world's comic book industry.
Because they didn't make enough stock, didn't they?
And not enough stock, and it's so expensive to do. So for us,
Comic book prices rise.
yeah, it either rises or
You don't
it's
get it.
literally just not financially viable for us to do.
Yeah.
So we just stopped dealing in DC. It's insane. And this is the same
guess
for
that's
a
a big
bunch of other
market.
states everywhere. It's huge.
DC comics are better too.
DC Comics are a lot better. Marvel make up just over 50% of the overall market share, whereas then DC and Image and the other stuff, they make up the rest. But like, it's a craziness to see DC as a overall company in both film and in comics now.
Not doing too
It's
crash on.
super interesting to watch. It's terrifying, but it's super interesting.
So yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how that pans out.
I think depending on how this goes, we might see Black Widow on Disney Plus. I think they should release Black Widow on Disney Plus.
I am really surprised we haven't had any more news on that yet.
No, I think they will be soon. I think they're really tossing up between. I think they're torn because Milan. I don't think Milan did well on Disney Plus.
no.
I'd be interested to see their
But
financial report.
I think that's because it was Milan.
Yeah.
It's not
So
really.
you think on Disney Plus, but premium, like you have to pay for it still.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I would not expect them to put it for free on Disney Plus for users.
Yeah,
not
no.
not
That's-
something like a
not something
new
like Black
Marvel
Widow.
movie.
Not something like that. That's a very like a close to
Expensive movie.
$300 million movie.
Yeah.
That they're gonna make their money back.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing with Wonder Woman was that the reason they've just gone to shifting it to online as well is because they think that if they delayed it again, it would go stale.
I would not be shocked.
That is also a very valid point.
So
In music news, the Grammy nominees were announced today, and one of the things in there is that Billie Eilish's song for "No Time to Die" is nominated for best song for a motion picture or whatever.
but we haven't seen it.
And it's like the song came out, yes, but the motion picture, no.
Yeah, it'd be interesting what happens with like this doesn't look like it's ending in America anytime soon.
Yeah, God no. It's going to be a long tail to try and
as
get a
Australia,
hand on things.
every other country around the world pretty much went, we're going to try and squash it out.
Yep.
And America went, let's ride it out for a vaccine.
Yep.
Which is
Isn't actually too far away, I don't think.
Hopefully,
yeah.
fingers crossed.
But they think of they're still peaking.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
they 12 million
active
cases or
cases.
something.
Oh, their
And deaths.
death toll
They're-
is terrifying.
They're like every other country, we're going down.
Yeah.
And like we've been steady for a while. We went back to business for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
We had like a little scare, but we've been
Yeah.
great for.
Yeah, and even
months
our
at
little
this point.
scare is like 14 people had it.
It was
Yeah.
it was literally
That's
it was
nothing.
about a week in total, and now pretty much things
And
are easing already.
Yeah.
In the US, they're just going up. They're like they're
It's
just,
so scary.
so yeah, that's that. Michael,
Yes,
you have a button, don't you?
I think it's this one.
Go.
He did the Monster Mash. It was a graveyard.
Alrighty.
Michael, your Monster Mash.
Well, that's not what the movie's called.
No, what was it called?
It's called Creep.
Creep. I've never heard of this.
Me neither.
I've never heard of it. I heard of this. I think I heard of it from someone I work with. I think.
Right.
It's a found footage movie from 2014.
Okay.
It's the whole thing is this guy answers like it doesn't specify, but like Craigslist, like an online
Right,
ad
yeah.
to do some videography for someone. So he goes to like some, more of a country sort of remote lake
Okay.
house sort of thing to
Right.
meet this dude. And like off the bat, this dude's already creepy. Like when he gets to the house, there's no answer at the door or when he rings, but he goes to sit in his car. Then all of a sudden the dude like just randomly appears.
Alex, surprisingly, not bad reviews. 6.3 on IMDb and 89% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
This is a R-rated horror too.
So like, and then the whole like, so this dude's already acting suspicious, and like the premise like that he gives the the videographer dude is like, oh, I have cancer. We have like an unborn child, so I'm making a video for him, just like the Michael Keaton movie from the 90s. I can't remember what it's called. Well, that's like the reasoning he gives the videographer, and it's like, oh, okay. But like off the bat, the first thing he wants to do is film a scene of him like pretending to give his kid a bath. Ooh. And it progressively gets a bit weirder, and like they go out and like, they go out into like the woods to go find some, like place that's, meant to heal. I think it's just a bit of an adventure, and like, he runs off and scares him, and he just genuinely acts creepy. And like the whole thing is like this dude kind of teeters on like, should I get the fuck out or what's going on? But then they seem to form like a little bit of a bond and stuff. But then like after like he's done all this, he gets the fuck out.
No, we got that.
Because obviously he ultimately finds out that this dude's like, a bit deranged and shit. But then like he doesn't think that the dude's found his house, but then like, things start happening. Like bins start getting knocked over, and the dude like, he leaves the light on, and like the camera's filming, but then like you see the dude standing in the like doorway, like, and the cameraman doesn't obviously see it, and like stuff like that. And then the whole end bit is the psycho dude wants to like make amends for being a bit too forward and creepy, and ends up just murdering the fuck out of him.
Oh, Jesus.
In broad daylight, drives an axe straight to the top of his head.
Yeah, that is a spoiler.
Damn.
But the thing is, found footage movies have always, even though I know they're shocking.
Chronicle was good.
They always kind of scare me a little bit.
Have you seen Chronicle?
I haven't seen
Chronicle
Chronicle.
is
Found footage
Chronicle's
movies
great.
scare me because I just think like, if they found the footage, like where are the people who made the footage? Like,
that is an interesting question raised by the found footage genre.
Movies, they never end well. Paranormal Activity, Blair Witch Project, VHS, they're all like they all end
you do know they're
badly.
fake, right?
They just freak me out a little bit. I don't
This
know,
one did a good job.
Chronicle's great. Michael B. Jordan.
Chronicle is seriously good.
I can't say I've
like
seen
I
it.
like
I haven't seen
Chronicle.
it.
I love Chronicle.
Chronicle's a superhero movie.
This movie does
okay.
do a pretty good job of like genuinely being creepy and like providing some jump scares and stuff.
I think it's based too much in reality for my liking. It's like it's a video camera. It looks so low budget.
And
that
like
it could be real.
the whole reason like you're seeing all this footage is because the dude gets the camera after killing the guy.
Yeah, see, don't like that.
And like, it does a good job. Like you giggle at a few moments, but it does make you feel very uneasy. At some points, like even in that first scene, like no one's answering the doorbell or his phone, and he goes to sit in his car. You kind of just like, oh, okay. And then the dude just like randomly appears, like because he like obviously like runs up and bangs on the window.
That's it.
And it's
those
like
things that are
I
creepy.
jumped a little bit.
What about? Have you guys heard of that movie? I think is it called The Last Horror Movie or something like that?
No.
It
But-
was.
You go. Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't know if that was
Lord
found
yours.
footage because I was too scared to watch it. But I remember at the end of the movie, it was like, yeah, this movie, only 2 copies of this movie were made. One was in my bookshelf or something like that. And one was buried along with my father. I saw you go and dig up this tape. I'm coming for you right now. And my cousin told me this. And I've been too scared to even look up the movie since
2003 found footage horror film.
See, don't like it. I think I've got a thing with
Good
these
reviews.
movies.
It is currently sitting at a 56.
Okay.
What were you about to say?
I just wanted to gush over Chronicle. That's what.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
So like, you guys so Chronicle's like about 3
I've heard-
teenagers that
I've
get
heard.
telepathy. Is telepathy where you can move stuff with your mind?
Telekinesis.
Telekinesis, thank you. They get telekinesis where they can move stuff with their mind, and they incorporate that really well into the filmmaking. Where like the first part of the film is like the kid holding the camera and everything, and then they turn it into like he's just using the telepathy to have the camera to get better shots.
And as he gets
I remember
stronger and
this.
stronger
I
do remember
throughout
the trailer
the
for
film,
this.
for this.
the cinematography gets better and better
'cause-
because it starts becoming just in the back of his head.
yeah, he can
Is
just
it just does one of them like kind of go off the rails and become like
the kid
Yeah.
the
One of
main
them because like a villain.
Dane
yeah?
DeHaan does.
Yeah, Dane DeHaan, everyone's favorite Green Goblin.
Yep. Yeah, Michael B. Jordan's great. You know,
Michael B. Jordan's seriously good in it.
I remember watching the trailer for this and thinking, I want to watch this. Back when it
I
first
loved
came out.
this movie.
Yeah, it's great. Like at the end of it does get very like
Superhero.
it's like very superhero ending with like a big bad like fight scene and stuff, but like
Yeah.
it's brutal too. Like
It's really
It's
cool.
good.
It's probably my favorite found footage film other than Blair Witch.
I don't think I've
But
watched
yeah.
another one. But
It wasn't too bad. Like it genuinely like I felt a bit creepy like about the vibes that the dude gave off. Like the actor did really well
Yeah.
and stuff, and it like did actually have some jump scares that weren't like too cheesy and stuff. There was one like the dude they go into the woods, the dude runs off, and this guy like he's looking for him and he jumps out like of nowhere, and that was a bit like cheesy. But like, most of them aren't like cheesy. You can see them coming. Like it's kind of like they're a bit out of nowhere, which wasn't too bad. I think I gave it 3 or 3.5.
Alrighty.
Okay. Well,
Cool.
thanks.
Creep.
Moving on to homework. We don't have a button for homework.
Home.
The other movie I chose,
Work. The other movie you chose.
Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, that's Chris.
I mean, kind of works.
You want it?
I mean, that first line works. It's a war movie.
Empire of the
Oh my
Sun,
God, I haven't
Christian
heard this.
Bale's really young. There we go.
You're not going to hear the whole thing. It's so good.
A while ago, we watched Apocalypse Now.
We did.
And Full Metal Jacket's pretty much one of the other like big Vietnam
Yeah.
War movies.
Yep.
I think other than like Platoon, I think might be one of the other ones, but
Never seen Platoon.
nor have I.
I've
But
only ever seen
Papillon, is that it?
the title font of Platoon because
It's
it's got
got
the dog
tags as
tags.
the O's,
It's
yeah.
the only thing I know
Steph,
about
have we
it.
heard anything from someone from the Metal Movie Talk chat?
You're the only one with
Great
the
time
phone.
to get your phone out and have a look. Actually,
No.
no,
You
to
gotta
have
go
it
on-
mute like I do.
Yeah.
That's
On
Instagram.
the Facebook.
Oh, in the. Yes.
What do you say?
This is our new segment.
Okay, don't
Remember-
say.
Don't. Keep
We
going.
haven't even finished talking about this.
God, my goodness. All right, Full Metal Jacket, Michael.
Full Metal Jacket. So I had seen half of it a while ago when it was first on Netflix. Then it got taken off. Never finished or got around to finishing watching it.
Which half?
Probably
the first half.
Okay.
I'm glad I chose this. I found it really good.
Yeah, I really liked it.
I
too.
thought I really enjoyed. I think I was spoiled. I get 4.5.
I gave
I'd
4.5
probably give
as
it
well.
a 4.5. I haven't rated it yet.
And I did think the first half was much better. I was
Better.
much. More,
I'm with Alex and Steph. I love the first
yeah,
half.
I was
Just the
hooked.
dynamics between all of the
Yeah.
like the sergeant.
Yeah,
and the
Yeah,
Joker.
the whole
Hartman.
group in the boot camp working together.
That
Like,
was the
I
best.
didn't even know that was Vincent
And,
D'Onofrio.
Yeah, I
from-
was going to say
yeah,
him.
from
What's his
what?
name?
Yeah.
It was like
Law and Order or
Joey
whatever.
Yeah. And then the other guy from I can't remember his name.
Like Pyle? Pyle?
Maybe he's been in a few things.
Like
Wait.
'cause
Oh.
he named him after a character from another TV show.
I'm talking about the actors.
Yeah, I'm talking about the characters.
Okay, well that's where you've gone wrong.
because Pyle is Vincent
D'Onofrio. Talking about Vincent D'Onofrio, who I did not recognize being Vincent D'Onofrio.
No,
Oh,
I didn't.
okay.
I didn't realize until I looked it up. I also didn't realize that the what is like Jay Ernie or whatever is.
Joker? No.
No, the one that plays the drill sergeant.
Oh yeah, him.
Was
Ali
act-
Ermey.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
he was a drill sergeant.
He was an
wasn't
actual drill sergeant.
Yeah, so this
So
is
like this is like a genuine like performance.
legitimately.
That's what's scary about
I think I think he stopped being a drill sergeant like 10 years prior to this film.
Yeah,
and then
I
they
also
brought
found
him
he
in
was- He was
as a
also in Apocalypse
consultant.
Now. He was
Yes.
also in Apocalypse Now.
But they brought him in as a consultant or something, and then
Did
they
he play
went,
Apocalypse
you know
Now?
what?
He
It was just
drill
like
sergeant?
no, it was like a gunnery sergeant. It was just like one of the random roles, I think. But
I loved watching Vincent D'Onofrio's character.
oh yeah, you can just
And
like
Joker.
slowly watch him break.
It-
Dude,
yeah.
the scene where they beat him up with the
towels?
the
With the
towels and
soap
the soap
bars.
bars, and then like Joker's not doing it, but
The
then he ends
hazing.
up fucking hitting him harder
Yeah.
than all the rest of them.
He takes a few swings too. Most people only hit him like once, and he just like takes a few.
Yeah, going into this film, I was just expecting a very generic, big Vietnam War film.
Well, then you see who directed it, and you're like, this is something special.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
so that was
crazy.
the thing.
You see, before I watched it the first time, I don't know how exactly, but I knew of like sort of scenes from the first half.
Yeah.
Like that whole bathroom scene. It like I knew of that. So I was like, I knew that from Full Metal Jacket. But I never.
I knew the only scene I knew from this was the first scene, the opening scene when he's talking to all of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the big
Yeah.
monologue at the start, the yelling and the drill sergeant stuff.
That's the
Yeah,
only thing I've seen. I did not know what happened when he shoots him and then.
yeah, I had
Yeah.
no clue with any of that. Yeah, I was 100% just expecting another very generic war film, and then when this ended up being more about like how soldiers are getting dehumanized,
Mentally.
I was like, oh, I'm in on this film.
Like the whole training is literally half of the movie.
Yeah, and it's a solid, like, you get really invested in these characters who you don't even know their real names. Like,
Yeah, my half star came off because I thought the first half was much more engaging than the second half.
yeah.
The second half was still interesting though, especially when they talk about like the 1,000-yard stare, almost like an
Yeah.
initiation.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you
You
clearly
obviously
don't have
haven't been in the
experience.
shit because you
Yeah.
don't have the 1,000-yard
And
stare.
then he
Yes.
does at the end.
At the end,
Yeah,
after
it's that thing where you're watching them go through it and you're like, man, like, this is so fucked. Like, overall.
even Raptor Man, like when you first get to Vietnam and he's like, you know, I just want to go into the shit, and then like when like a little bit on when they like one of the times they hit the deck and he goes to take the picture and he's just shaking.
Oh, God, yeah.
You can clearly just see like the difference. Like, you know, you hear about it when you're just like this press and like all this stuff that's going on. You're like, nah, I can take it. I can hack it. And then you just like go into the moment and you're like, it's just shaking.
Oh, it's
Kubrick's
just
great.
Yeah, he honestly did like a great
His-
job.
His shots are incredible.
The one when they like that last town that they're in when Snow was that no 8 Ball When he's like, as he's just running across that open plain,
You're waiting for him to get
for a
shot, and he
shot
doesn't.
or a mine,
It's
and it's
so
just
good.
lingering, and he gets all the way.
And then you see the person with a gun. It's just like,
Yeah.
you know you're expecting it, so I'm just going to show you that's going to happen.
Yeah, that was
I
my
was
main
real
takeaway
tense, like-
in that whole bit was how long you're lingering on shots, and you're stuck there
suspense.
sitting in it. Like it makes you so uncomfortable.
I love the ending where they're singing the Mickey
Mickey Mouse song. Oh
theme.
my god, it's
That's so cool. I also I really liked like after 8 Ball's getting shot, just like how everyone's like, nah, he's been shot, and they just spray. And Cowboy again and again and again is like ceasefire, and they're like, nah, and they're just riddling
Like
bullets
one of them
everywhere.
goes and they all start going.
yeah. Oh,
It's just like they're just like obviously like one of their men's down, like they're not gonna stop, like they're gonna do everything.
Even just like the idea of the deliberation at the end about what to do with this young girl
Yeah.
who's holding, who's obviously caused this pain for
'Cause-
them, but at the
yeah.
same time,
It's-
it's war.
Because
so it's
obviously, like,
what-
you see like the power, like the command change. Because like obviously the one dude dies, then Cowboy gets into control,
Yeah.
and like, he's obviously like trying to take control of the situation. Then you get the big gun dude. You can tell he's just like
Oh, Adam, what's his name? Animal something.
I can't.
can't
remember. He's just like
oh yes. Animal Mother.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
out for blood, like that. Just that big dude, like
Yeah.
and you can just see like the clear like change in like sort
way
of
they
command because
operate.
he's just like, if you want to do it, just do it. And
Well,
like,
he's like, oh, we'll kill them, but only if you do it.
Yeah, it's very much like no, you're being a part of this as much as I am.
But like there's just a clear shift in like sort of rationale.
Oh, God.
Like obviously like Cowboy's like trying to get him to ceasefire, assess the situation. He's just like, how about we just kill it? Like it's either you shoot her or she's being eaten alive by rats. It's
Yeah.
kind of like very an inhumane sort of thing he would like to do.
The morals journey, the moral journey that they go on, and the fact that you see from the start of the film how they're getting dehumanized, and then when they are in Vietnam, like Joker's still got a bit of that. Like he's got the like
peace symbol
the
and then
peace
the-
symbol. It's like he's holding on as much as he can. He doesn't want to kill the woman at the end and everything, and then he does. Like it's so. Like it makes you just so grotesque by the whole thing because like there's all this stuff about just all their moral quandaries that they do when they're there. It's just like
And like I think this must be where it came from. Like when they like you first get there and the hooker's on the corner. It's like
Oh,
that,
my God.
The whole very generic. Like if someone impersonates the Asian, I love you a long
Yeah,
time.
oh my
$2,
God.
suck
So
you, suck you.
horny.
That-
He's so horny. Like obviously is that I'm wondering if this is a movie where it came from.
it is. So
yeah.
I believe that's where it came from initially, and then it just went off as a very racist stereotype. And and seeing it now is like, oh, that's what that's from.
Back to that first bit, like the one line I knew prior to and watching this all is obviously when like he's holding the gun to the drill sergeant and he's
Yeah.
like, what is your major malfunction? Like
Yeah.
I knew that line. It's
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that references Full Metal Jacket now that we've watched it and understand it because it gets talked about a lot.
I guess one final thing is that, like, this movie was made before PTSD in soldiers and stuff was really in the public eye.
Yeah.
It wasn't really addressed. And this movie sort of does a good job at showing you exactly what it is that leads to that. Like, it's very raw. It
This is
doesn't
why
glamorize the war at all.
They
like some other
have
movies.
these mental illnesses and these breakdowns is because they get told they're not human.
Exactly. Similar to Apocalypse Now, it doesn't try to make the Americans look like the heroes
Yeah.
or anything like that.
the question I have is after we've all watched both of them, which one do we like more? Apocalypse
Oh.
Now
Apocalypse Now.
or Full Metal Jacket?
Probably Apocalypse
I think
Now.
I gave Apocalypse Now 5 stars, so I'd probably give Apocalypse Now.
I'm really torn
When I ranked him, I put Apocalypse Now higher.
because I wasn't huge on Apocalypse Now, but I quite like what Full Metal Jacket did. I think I might have Full Metal Jacket.
I'm also torn. I think I have to put Apocalypse Now above it just because with Full Metal Jacket, I enjoyed the first half so much.
That makes sense.
But with Apocalypse Now, I was like pretty gripped
The whole
entire
time,
way.
yeah.
I think they're both
I can't wait
fantastic.
to rewatch it because I got the final cut of Apocalypse Now on 4K.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Watching
Cool.
that.
Very nice.
So yeah.
I was going to make a joke at the start of this. I forgot to. I was going to be like, oh man, I watched the entire first season of Full Metal Alchemist. And no, I didn't.
No,
Completely forgot.
no. All right.
all right.
Steph, what are we watching next week from Chris?
Memento.
Good. Never seen it.
Oh, you said
Never.
if you haven't seen it, I've seen it.
I've never seen it.
I've never
It's
seen it.
what,
I know what it
Guy
is. Guy
Pearce?
Pearce, Christopher Nolan's first film.
Yeah.
That's all we need to know.
All
right.
Okay.
Well, that's all right because I won't be here and I've seen. Oh, no, yes, I will. No,
No, you won't be.
No, I
It's
won't be
Christmas
here.
week.
You will not
But
be here.
I have
So that works
seen
fine.
it, so that's fine.
Cool. Send us in your thoughts.
Have you seen it, Brayden?
I have not.
Cool. Cool.
Oh, that's exciting.
It's
All right,
exciting.
I'd like to hear your
Chris.
It's
thoughts.
the only Nolan film I haven't seen.
Ooh. So you finally round off the
I
collection.
round off the Nolan.
God damn.
Fabulous.
Well, there we go.
That's it.
That's it. That's in the bag.
thank you.
Episode 84.
Four. Episode 84. Thank you for joining us. Subscribe on whatever the hell you're listening to this on.
Do it.
I'm going to give a quick shout out because I actually listened to a couple episodes of it. Go check out our cousin podcast, TerrorVision Horror Podcast, because Dan and Jen have really found their way lately. They've shied away from absolutely stealing our format like they did to start with, and which Dan has very much shouted us out for. But they just do the news and then they deep dive and break down one full horror movie.
Cool.
And they go from everything that's stuff that's really big to absolute D-list shit. And
Good social media presence too.
yeah, Jen's great on their socials. So definitely
Can
go
we
check
hire
them out.
Jen? Can we hire Jen?
Honestly, maybe she might be able to.
We need a good person with social media. We will suck at it.
But TerrorVision Horror Podcast, go check it out. I had a good chuckle as I was listening to it. It's a good time. But as always, I'm Brayden.
I'm Steph.
I'm Michael.
I'm Alex, and we're out of here.